The jungle is never silent. That's the first thing you learn. It's alive with sound, birds, insects, monkeys, the rustle of leaves, the drip of water from the canopy, 1,000 sounds all blending together into white noise. Your job as point man is to hear the one sound that doesn't belong, the click of a rifle safety, the whisper of Vietnamese, the scrape of metal on metal, that one sound buried in 1,000 others that means you're about to die. Sometimes you hear it, sometimes you don't. I walked point for 7 months in Vietnam, 7 months of being first in line, first to die, first to step on the mine or trip the wire or walk into the ambush, 7 months of expecting to die with every step. The math is simple. Point man has the shortest life expectancy in a rifle squad. Average survival time is 2 weeks. I lasted 7 months. I should be proud of that. Everyone says I should be proud. I survived where others didn't. Made it home. Beat the odds. But all I can think about is the ones who didn't. The point men who came before me. The ones who came after. The ones who took that first bullet, stepped on that mine, so the rest of the squad could survive. My name's Marcus Thompson, Lance Corporal, 1st Battalion, 26th Marines, 3rd Marine Division, from Detroit. East Side, near the river, black neighborhood, poor neighborhood. 3 brothers, 2 sisters, Mom worked 2 jobs to keep us fed. I got drafted in '68. 19 years old, was going to community college, had plans. The Army had different plans. Took me in February, sent me to boot camp at Parris Island, broke me down and built me back up as a Marine. They shipped me to Vietnam in August. Landing at Da Nang, the heat hit me like a physical force. 110 degrees, humidity so thick you couldn't breathe, and the smell, rot and exhaust and burning trash and something else I couldn't identify, death probably. They assigned me to a rifle squad, 12 men. I was the new guy, the FNG, fucking new guy. They gave me the worst jobs, carrying the radio, burning the shit, walking point, walking point. That's what I became. Not Marcus Thompson from Detroit. Not a person with a life and dreams and a future. Just the point man. The one who walks first, the one who dies first. Sergeant Rodriguez pulled me aside after my first week. Puerto Rican from the Bronx, been in country 11 months, had survived when most didn't. "You're good at this," he said. "You got instincts. You see things." I didn't want to be good at it. Didn't want instincts. Didn't want to see things. Wanted to be bad at it so they'd put someone else up front. But I was good at it. And in Vietnam, being good at something meant you kept doing it until it killed you. 7 months. I walked point for 7 months, and that was 3 years ago. I've been home for 2 years now, but I'm still walking point. Still first in line. Still waiting for the bullet I know is coming. My first time on point was September 12th, 1968, 3rd week in country. The squad was going out on a routine patrol, sweep through the Ville, check for VC, come back before dark. Routine, that's what they called it. Nothing in Vietnam was routine. Corporal Davis had been walking point. Good guy, from Alabama, quiet, knew what he was doing. But he'd been doing it for 6 weeks, and that was pushing it. Everyone knew his luck was running out. Sergeant Rodriguez pulled me aside before we left. "You're on point today, Thompson." "Me? I've only been here 3 weeks." "Davis needs a break. You got good eyes. Stay alert, watch for tripwires, and you'll be fine." I wasn't fine. I was terrified. They put me at the front of the column. 12 men behind me, all of them depending on me to see the danger first. All of them knowing that if something happened, I'd catch it, and they'd have time to react. I was the human mind detector, the canary in the coal mine, expendable. We moved into the jungle, triple canopy, 3 layers of vegetation so thick the sunlight barely penetrated. Everything was green and wet and alive. The ground was soft, covered in rotting leaves and vines. Every step could be your last. I moved slow, checked every shadow, looked for tripwires, for disturbed earth, for anything out of place. The jungle looked the same in every direction. No landmarks, no paths, just endless green. Behind me, the squad followed. 10 meters back, weapons ready. If I died, they'd light up the jungle with automatic fire. Small comfort. 2 hours in, I saw something. A vine across the path, about ankle high. Could be natural, could be a tripwire. I raised my fist, the signal to stop. Rodriguez came forward, crouched beside me. What you got? That vine. It's too straight, too perfect. He studied it, pulled out a knife, carefully cut away the vegetation around it. It was a tripwire, fishing line, barely visible, connected to something in the bushes. He followed the line, found a grenade, pin half pulled, rigged to detonate if anyone touched the wire. "Good eye, Thompson," he said, disarming it. "You just saved the squad." I didn't feel like a hero. I felt sick. Because that wire meant the VC knew we were coming. Meant they'd been here recently. Meant they might still be here. We kept moving. I kept looking. Found 2 more tripwires that day. The squad started to trust me. Started to relax a little, knowing I'd spot the danger. But I couldn't relax. Couldn't ever relax. Because the one you miss is the one that kills you. We made it back to base that night. Everyone congratulated me. "Good job, Thompson. You're a natural. You got the gift." The gift. That's what they called it. The ability to see death before it saw you. I'd have given anything not to have it. After that first patrol, I was point man permanently. Every mission, every patrol, every sweep, always first, always looking, always waiting. You learn things walking point. You learn to trust your instincts more than your eyes. You learn that the jungle has a rhythm, and anything that breaks that rhythm means danger. You learn to smell the enemy. They smoked different cigarettes, ate different food. Even their sweat smelled different. You learn to be afraid, not panic, just constant low-level fear that never goes away. Fear keeps you alive. Fear makes you careful. The VC and NVA, North Vietnamese Army, they knew about point men, knew we were the most important target. Kill the point man and the whole patrol is blind. So they set their ambushes, their booby traps, their mines specifically for us. The mines were worst. Bouncing Bettys buried in the trail. You step on the pressure plate, it clicks. You lift your foot, the mine bounces up to waist height and explodes, shreds everything from your balls to your head, kills you and wounds everyone behind you. I found 4 bouncing Bettys. Marked them, we blew them in place. Found them because I was looking, because I was careful, because I was lucky. The 5th one found me. October 23rd, night patrol. We were moving through the jungle in darkness, couldn't see 3 feet in front of us, using moonlight and instinct and prayers. I was feeling my way forward with my foot, testing each step before putting weight on it. My boot touched something, felt wrong, too solid, too regular. I froze, whispered back, "Hold up." Knelt down, felt around in the darkness. Found it. Mine. Pressure activated. My boot was on the trigger plate. If I lifted my foot, we all died. "Rodriguez," I whispered, "I'm on a mine." He came forward, looked at the situation in the moonlight, looked at me. "Can you defuse it?" I asked. "In the dark? With you standing on it? No." "So what do I do?" He was quiet for a long moment. "You stay on it while we pull back. Then you dive and hope. Dive and hope." That was the plan. Stand on the mine while my squad got clear. Then jump and pray I got far enough away before it exploded. 30% chance of survival. Maybe. The squad pulled back. 50 meters. 100. Far enough to be safe from the blast. Far enough that they couldn't help me. I stood there in the darkness, alone, foot on a mine, waiting. Rodriguez called back, "Any time, Thompson." I looked down, couldn't see the mine, couldn't see anything. Just darkness and the knowledge that one wrong move meant death. I counted to 3, dove forward as hard as I could. The mine clicked, bounced up, exploded. The blast picked me up and threw me. Shrapnel tore through the air where I'd been standing. I hit the ground hard, ears ringing, couldn't hear anything except a high-pitched whine, but I was alive, intact. The dive had saved me. The squad came running back. Rodriguez pulled me up, checked me for wounds. Minor cuts from hitting the ground. Nothing serious. "You crazy son of a bitch," he said. "You made it." I had made it. Survived something that should have killed me. Should have felt relief. Should have felt grateful. Instead, I felt nothing, just empty. Because I knew it wasn't over, knew there'd be another mine, another ambush, another moment standing on the edge. Being good at walking point didn't mean you survived. It just meant you died slower. That was my 4th month in country. I had 3 more to go. 3 more months of being first. 3 more months of expecting death with every step. 3 more months of diving away from mines and finding tripwires and walking through the jungle knowing the VC were watching, waiting for me to make one mistake. Just one mistake. That's all it would take. By January '69, I'd been walking point for 5 months. Lost 3 other Marines from my squad. Not point men. They didn't last long enough to become people I knew. Just bodies that rotated through, took the job for a week or 2, then died. Jimmy Garcia from Texas. Stepped on a punji stake. Sharpened bamboo covered in shit, designed to puncture your foot and cause infection. Took him 3 days to die, screaming the whole time from blood poisoning. Dwayne Foster from Philadelphia. Walked into an ambush. First burst of AK fire caught him in the chest. He was dead before he hit the ground. Never even got his rifle up. Kevin O'Brien from Boston. Booby-trapped mortar round hidden in the bush. He brushed against the tripwire. The explosion was so big we couldn't find enough of him to bury. 3-point men in 5 months. The math was clear. Eventually, it would be my turn. I stopped sleeping. Couldn't close my eyes without seeing the jungle, seeing the tripwires, seeing the mines. Would lie in my hooch at base, staring at the canvas ceiling, waiting for morning so I could go back out. Didn't make sense. The jungle was where I could die. Base was safe, but the waiting was worse than the walking. At least in the jungle I was doing something. On base, I just sat there thinking about all the ways I could die tomorrow. Rodriguez noticed. "You need to rotate off point, Thompson. You're burning out." "I'm fine." "You're not fine. You're 5 months in. That's longer than anyone I've seen. You've used up your luck." "Then who walks point?" "Garcia's dead. Foster's dead. O'Brien's dead. Who do you put up there?" He didn't have an answer, because the truth was, I was good at it, better than anyone else in the squad. My instincts, my eyes, my paranoia, they kept me alive and kept the squad alive. If they rotated me off, they'd have to put someone new up there, someone without the experience, someone who'd die in a week. So I kept walking point, kept being first, kept using up whatever luck I had left. The breaking point came in February. We were sweeping through a ville, checking for VC standard operation. I was on point, moving through the village, checking each hooch. Found a kid, maybe 10 years old, standing in a doorway watching us. Just a kid. Skinny, dirty, scared. But he didn't run, didn't hide. Just stood there watching. And something in his eyes, something in the way he stood, felt wrong. I raised my rifle, aimed at a child, 10 years old. "Thompson, what are you doing?" Rodriguez called. The kid moved his hand, reached behind his back. I saw the grenade, saw it in his hand, pin already pulled. I fired. 3 rounds, center mass. The kid dropped. The grenade fell, rolled toward the squad. Rodriguez dove on it, covered it with his body. It didn't explode. Dud. Or maybe the kid hadn't released the handle yet. Didn't matter. Rodriguez had been ready to die to save us, and I'd shot a kid, 10 years old, holding a grenade. Enemy combatant by any definition. But still a kid. That's when I knew I was done. Not done walking point, done being human. I walked point for 2 more months after that, February, March. By then I wasn't Marcus Thompson anymore. I was just the point man. First to die, first to kill, first to see things no one should see. The jungle became my whole world. Couldn't remember Detroit, couldn't remember my family, couldn't remember being anything except this, a Marine who walked first and expected to die with every step. The squad rotated out in March. New guys came in. Sergeant Rodriguez went home, got replaced by Sergeant Wilson from Georgia. The FNGS looked at me like I was a ghost. 7 months walking point. Nobody lasted 7 months. They asked how I did it, how I stayed alive. I didn't have an answer. Luck, instincts. Too mean to die. Pick one. The truth was simpler. I stayed alive because I stopped caring if I lived or died. Stopped being afraid. Fear keeps you careful, but too much fear makes you freeze. So I turned it off, became something else. Something that walked and looked and killed without feeling. Something not quite human anymore. My rotation date came up in April, 13 months in country. Time to go home. They offered me a promotion if I extended. Stay another 6 months, make corporal, keep walking point because nobody else could do it like I did. I said no. Got on the plane, flew home, landed at Travis Air Force Base in California. April 15th, 1969. There were protesters at the airport, spitting on us, calling us baby killers. Might have been true. I'd killed a 10-year-old with a grenade. What else had I killed without knowing? Made it back to Detroit. My mom cried when she saw me. My brothers wanted to hear war stories, wanted to know what it was like if I was a hero, if I'd killed anyone. I couldn't tell them. Couldn't explain walking point. Couldn't explain the fear, the mines, the tripwires, the kid with the grenade. Couldn't explain what it felt like to be first, always waiting to die. So I didn't. Just said it was fine. Said I did my job. Said I was glad to be home. But I wasn't home. Couldn't be home. Because home was peaceful and quiet and safe. And I didn't know how to live without the fear, without the constant expectation of death. Tried to go back to community college, lasted 3 weeks. Couldn't sit in classrooms with kids complaining about homework and exams. Couldn't care about grades when I'd spent 7 months worrying about mines. Got a job at a factory, assembly line work, mindless, repetitive, perfect. But I couldn't do it, couldn't stand in one place. Kept moving, kept checking over my shoulder, kept expecting something to explode. Got fired after 2 months. Supervisor said I was jumpy, said I made the other workers nervous. Yeah, I made them nervous. It's been 2 years since I came home. 2 years and I'm still in that jungle, still walking point, still first in line. I live alone in a studio apartment in Detroit. Don't see my family much. They don't understand why I'm not the same person who left, why I don't smile anymore, why I don't have plans or dreams or ambitions. How do you explain to them that you used up all your luck in Vietnam, that you're living on borrowed time, that you should have died 20 times but didn't, and now you're just waiting for the universe to correct the mistake? I can't walk through parks, can't handle the trees, the vegetation, anything that looks like jungle. My brain flips a switch and suddenly I'm back there, back on point, looking for mines, for tripwires, for ambushes. People honk their horns and I dive for cover. Backfires sound like gunshots. Can't go to fireworks shows on the 4th of July. Can't handle crowds where I can't see everyone's hands. The VA gives me pills for anxiety, for depression, for nightmares. They help some. Not enough. I dream about the jungle every night. Dream I'm walking point, but my feet are stuck, can't move, and I can see the mine in front of me, but I can't stop, can't warn anyone, just have to watch myself step on it, wake up in a sweat, every night, sometimes multiple times. The worst part is the guilt. I survived when so many others didn't. Garcia, Foster, O'Brien, all dead. Dozens of other point men I never knew, all dead. And I'm here, living in this apartment, collecting disability, pretending to be alive. Why did I survive? What made me different? Better instincts? Better luck? Or did I just stop caring enough about living that death couldn't find me? I think about that kid sometimes, the one with the grenade, 10 years old. I shot him 3 times, center mass, perfect grouping. He was dead before he hit the ground. Was he VC? Was he forced to do it? Was he trying to save his family? Was he just a scared kid who made a bad choice? I'll never know, and it doesn't matter. Dead is dead. Whether he deserved it or not, I killed a child. That's not something you come back from. Rodriguez writes me sometimes. He got out, went back to the Bronx, became a cop. Seems to be doing okay. His letters talk about normal things, his wife, his kids, his job, like he was able to leave it behind. I can't leave it behind, can't even try, because the truth is, I died in that jungle. The Marcus Thompson who got drafted in '68, the kid from Detroit with plans and dreams and a future, he stepped on a mine somewhere in Vietnam and never came back. What came back was the point man, the one who walks first, the one who sees death before it comes, the one who expects every step to be his last. That's all I am now. That's all I'll ever be. People talk about the war like it's over, like we left, came home, moved on. But the war isn't over. Not for me. Not for any of us who were there. I'm still in Vietnam, still walking point through that jungle, still looking for mines and tripwires and ambushes, still waiting for the one I miss, the one that finally kills me. I'm 23 years old, should have my whole life ahead of me, should be in college, should be starting a career, should be thinking about marriage and kids and a future. Instead, I'm walking point through the streets of Detroit, seeing threats everywhere, expecting to die with every step. Still first in line, still waiting for death, still alone in the jungle even though I'm 3,000 miles away. They say war changes you. That's not quite right. War doesn't change you. It replaces you, takes the person you were and puts someone else in their place. Someone harder, colder, someone who knows too much about death. Someone who walks point. I walked point for 7 months in Vietnam, 7 months of being first, of seeing danger before it came, of surviving when I shouldn't have. That was 3 years ago. I'm still walking point, still looking for the mine I know is there, still waiting for my luck to run out. Because it will run out. Luck always does. The math is clear. Point man has the shortest life expectancy. I just lasted longer than most. But the jungle never lets you go, never stops hunting you, never stops showing you the mines and the wires and the tripwires in your mind. I'm still there, still walking, still first, still waiting for the click. The one I won't hear in time, the one that finally ends it. I survived Vietnam, but Vietnam didn't survive me. Or maybe it's the other way around. All I know is this. I walked point for 7 months, the longest anyone in my battalion lasted. Beat the odds, came home alive. But I'm not alive, not really. I'm just the point man, the one who walks first, the one who dies first. I just haven't finished dying yet. And every day I wake up in Detroit, in this apartment, in this body that survived. I'm surprised. Surprised I made it another night without the mine exploding. Surprised I made it through another day without stepping on the wire. Surprised I'm still here when I should be in that jungle, decomposing with all the others who walked point and didn't make it home. I'm still walking, still looking, still waiting, still on point. Forever on point, and the jungle is everywhere I look.